Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lavish, and I haven't made a video on this channel in probably 4 or 5 years. But today is gonna be a little bit of a change. We're gonna be start posting on this channel again, but we're gonna be posting some different content. Back in the day, we used to post the dance videos and the video games. Now we're gonna be transitioning into mechanic work. That's what I've been doing and where I've been for the past little bit. Today we're actually going to be working on my Mustang. Let me show you guys. So we have the 2007 Ford Mustang 4.0 V6. And today we're going to be changing out some actuators. So there are actually a total of 4 actuators on this Mustang. I swapped out one of them previously. So today we're coming back and we're going to be swapping out the other 3. I do have a lot of other parts that need to go into different cars. So stay tuned for that on the channel. We're going to be working on a Sentra, an Elantra, Jeeps. We have a lot in the works. I'm going to be recording a lot more, and I'm going to be informing you guys on what to do. So to swap out these actuators, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need an 8mm socket. You're going to need a 7mm socket, a flathead, just to get it out, some of the actual arms on the actuator. So I'm gonna pull up one of these. I'm gonna take it out of the box. I'm gonna show you guys the part number. We have 73194 from Four Seasons. This is what it should look like brand new. Once we do take the actuator out of the vehicle, I'll show you them. We'll compare them and make sure that they are exactly the same. So let's jump right on into the car. So now that we're in the vehicle, there is one actuator actually behind this instrument panel here, and then there are 3 underneath the dash on this side. So I'm going to take out the one underneath the instrument panel. Very first step is you want to take this off. You just firmly pull on both sides. Once it's out, take it out. I literally did that with one hand. I would definitely make sure that your steering wheel is pressed all the way down to do that. And now we're going to be taking out one bolt here, another bolt up here, same on that side. We're going to be taking out those 4 bolts. For that, you're going to need a 7mm socket. I have my 7mm right here on a very small wrench, and you can just take out the 4 bolts, and once I have the 4 bolts taken out, I will take this back up. All right, so we have all 4 bolts out, and now that they're out, we can just simply pull this down. You're gonna wanna disconnect this by pulling this gray to the right. Hold on, my finger's stuck. There we go. Push this to the right, and it should just pop right out. Once that's out, you can then remove your instrument panel, because you will not need that right now. That is going to reveal to you the actuator. Now, this actuator is inside of a really shitty spot back here. But you can see that we're gonna need to remove this bolt here, and then there's a bolt up here that you have to get to, and I can give you guys a little bit of a trick on how to get there. Oh, it's took me a little bit of time to figure out, but this will work. All right, so because of the actual vent for your heating and AC, you will not be able to get to that bolt. So you actually have to raise this up. You're gonna wanna get some leverage with maybe the end of a hammer like this. This is what I used. You're gonna wanna get some leverage, and you're gonna wanna be able to shove this piece of wood underneath it so that it sits. One second. So as you guys can see, I do have the piece of wood underneath the plastic there. It's a little bit sketch, but as long as you can hold that up and you can give yourself a bunch of leverage, you'll be able to get to that bolt, which, as you guys can see now, is revealed. So this is kind of my little makeshift finessing thing that we're gonna have to use. Got our 8mm on there with an extension on an arm, on an extension on the ratchet. But this is the only way to really get in there and have leverage. All right, so once you get those 2 bolts out, your actuator should just slip right out. You gotta take the switch out by taking the red clip right here. This red clip, I just use my finger. You can pop it right out. It should come right out. Now that it's out, I usually plop this little red thing back in here just so I don't fucking lose it for the time being. And then we can get our new actuator. This is the old one. Let's grab a new one here. It is not identical, but it is essentially the exact same. As long as the functioning is the same, should be okay. This right here is your arm. You're gonna wanna pop the arm off and put it onto your new one. Now with it on the new one, we can then plop this in. Remember to align the end of your control arm there into this little piece here that is required for it to be in. So obviously before you hook up the arm in there, you want to put the clip or the the electrical current back in there and then press down the end of the clip there. And then when you line this back up, whoops, get it in there. When you line it back up, make sure to slot the arm into here. This is what controls, you know, up, down, whatever. You want to slot that in there before you actually bolt these down. All right, so I have this bolt in and I also have that bolt in. I don't have them screwed in, but I do have them just hand tightened in. We have the arm in, and now we're gonna tighten it all the way up. All right, so we screwed in those bolts and then I turned the car on. As you can see, we could turn it off. Send it just to the front here, which, I mean, you can't really see that it's working, but it's blowing out the front here. And on the underneath, again, can't really see, but I feel it here. And if you guys don't know why you would fix this inside of a Ford, most common in a Ford, you'll hear the actuator, it'll become broken and you'll hear it thud like. So it's gonna sound like underneath the dash here. There's one located here. This is the one behind the instrument panel. I will go ahead, get on this side of the car, show you where the next 3 are. I'll show you the one that I swapped, and then we have 2 more to swap. And again, to put this back in, I'm just gonna lower this, take that out. As you can see, no real damage there. A little bit of wood and wood chippings here, but that's about it. We can go ahead and put our instrument panel back in. Let's turn the car off. We can put our instrument panel back in here. We can again connect our electrical flow and then tighten it in with this till it clicks. Now it's nice and tightened. You're gonna be able to, what I do is I usually angle that a little bit so that it's not gonna get caught up on anything. Make sure to get all the little, you know, fasteners inside there. We're gonna go ahead and screw this back on real quick. All right, and just like that, we put the instrument panel back on and the, I guess, cover for it back on. We're gonna go ahead and jump on that side and I'll show you what to do. All right, so for this side, you're gonna wanna take your glove down. 1 second, let me grab the stuff that's in here out. And on both sides, you have these little things right here. You're gonna press it inwards like that, and boom, there you go, slides right out. So the actuator that we already swapped is this actuator right here. And, or my bad, the one all the way up top is what we swapped. We're gonna be swapping this one right here, the lower one. And then there should be a 3rd one down here. So 1, 2, and then above it 3. So to get this one here, we're 100% just going to go from right in here. But to get that lower one down there, I'm probably going to actually raise this up and go from underneath the actual dash. Because as you can see, there's the floor. It'll be a lot easier to get that from just below. This one here, let's go ahead and just take out the bolts again. This one's going to be an 8mm. We had the 7mm on there for putting the instrument cluster back on. You don't need the 7mm at all if you're not doing the instrument side. If you're doing the instrument side, the driver side, you're going to need the 7mm. If not, you're only going to need the 8mm. And let's get into it. So what I'm doing right now is we're trying to align this onto here, and then we have to push this in. I think I'm gonna have to take this out real quick. All right, guys, so we did go ahead and test that actuator out. So I'll show you guys from the bottom side here. This last actuator is right here. Very, very easy to get off from the underside. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. I got an same exact concept. Once you got that lowered and out, pop that red, take the red out, and then take the switch out. Replace. So it looks like everything is working good. We do have to wait for the new blower motor to come in, and we will replace that, and that will get the fan going correctly. I got a whole lot of more videos coming out with the Mustang here. We also have a couple other cars like I stated earlier in the video, but we have a lot of things to do to this Mustang. We're going to be changing parking brake cables. We're going to be changing headers on here, putting new mufflers, exhaust system, everything like that. Tune into the channel, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this. Yeah, so I like buying and flipping cars, so let me know in the comments down below what kind of car you guys want to see me work on. And yeah, we'll get to it.